President Donald Trump's China trip may already be over, but one awkward moment from just before his departure is still blowing up online. Just before boarding Air Force One for his high-stakes Beijing visit, the 79-year-old president was photographed on the White House lawn, and social media users immediately zoomed in on one thing: his hair. Or rather, what appeared to be the lack of it. Strong winds caught Trump mid-walk toward reporters, exposing what critics online claimed looked like thinning hair and visible bald patches beneath his signature comb-over. The photos spread fast across X, with users mocking the president's appearance and reviving fresh concerns about his physical condition. One user wrote, quote, "His floppy mane wavered back and forth in the breeze, and his mustard yellow tie was also caught in the wind as he spoke with Prez." Another user went even harsher, writing, quote, "The man is rotting before our eyes." And the internet did not stop there. One viral post joked, quote, "Donald Trump wasn't having a good hair day on May 12th, while another cruelly commented, quote, "When he had his scalp reduced in size to control his baldness, it restricted his brain cells." But despite the viral hair moment, Trump quickly switched back into attack mode. During the same White House lawn appearance, the president lashed out at a reporter who questioned the soaring costs of the new White House ballroom project.
How's that different than your ballroom and the reflective?
So what happened is we have a ballroom that's under budget. It's going up right here. I've doubled the size of it because we obviously need that. And we're right now on budget, under budget, and ahead of schedule.
The price is doubled.
I doubled the size of it, you dumb person. You can double the size.
What about
You are not a smart person.
What about the
The timing only added fuel to the speculation. Trump is already set to undergo yet another medical examination later this month, his fourth publicly known health checkup since returning to office last year. Rumors surrounding the president's health, stamina, and mental sharpness have been swirling online for months now. The White House has confirmed that Trump will visit doctors at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center on May 26, officially describing the appointment as a routine annual physical and preventative care checkup. But critics and social media users are now pointing out one major detail. This upcoming visit will reportedly mark Trump's fourth publicly announced medical evaluation since returning to office. Last April, just months into his second term, Trump underwent what the White House described as his annual physical. According to presidential physician Navy Captain Sean Barbabella, the nearly 5-hour assessment included blood work, cardiac testing, ultrasound imaging, and cognitive evaluations. Then, last July, Trump reportedly returned for another consultation after observers noticed swelling around his ankles and visible bruising on his right hand during public appearances. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt later confirmed that Trump underwent vascular testing and was diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency, a condition where veins struggle to circulate blood properly through the legs, leading to swelling.
In recent weeks, President Trump noted mild swelling in his lower legs. In keeping with routine medical care and out of an abundance of caution, this concern was thoroughly evaluated by the White House Medical Unit. The president underwent a comprehensive examination, including diagnostic vascular studies. Bilateral lower extremity venous Doppler ultrasounds were performed and revealed chronic venous insufficiency, a benign and common condition, particularly in individuals over the age of 70. Importantly, there was no evidence of deep vein thrombosis or arterial disease. Laboratory testing included a complete blood count, comprehensive metabolic panel, coagulation profile, D-dimer, B-type natriuretic peptide, and cardiac biomarkers. All results were within normal limits. An echocardiogram was also performed and confirmed normal cardiac structure and function. No signs of heart failure, renal impairment, or systemic illness were identified. Additionally, recent photos of the president have shown minor bruising on the back of his hand. This is consistent with minor soft tissue irritation from frequent handshaking and the use of aspirin, which is taken as part of a standard cardiovascular prevention regimen.
Now, as Trump approaches his 80th birthday next month, online speculation surrounding his health is once again exploding. Much of the renewed chatter comes after viral social media posts focused on an unusual bulge seen beneath Trump's suit trousers during a recent television appearance in a 60 Minutes interview. President Donald Trump is once again facing viral speculation online. This time over fresh claims about an alleged adult diaper after social media users began circulating an old image of the president in a polo shirt. The controversy picked up steam after Trump's recent interview with Full Measure host Cheryl Atkinson went viral online. In the interview, Trump was discussing the economy and tensions involving Iran when a popular political X account reposted one of his remarks from the interview alongside an older photo of the president. And that image quickly became the real talking point online. Users began zooming in on what they claimed was a strange shape around Trump's lower body, reigniting long-running rumors about the president allegedly wearing an adult diaper. One user wrote, quote, "Looking at the body shape from the waist down compared to the upper portion, one can only presume he is wearing diapers or is just plain full of crap." Another mocked Trump by writing, quote, "Maybe he is talking about the craps he takes every day in his diaper." And soon, the internet spiral only got bigger. This is not the first time such rumors have exploded online. Earlier this year, similar speculation surfaced after Trump's appearance on 60 Minutes following the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting scare. At the time, viewers watching his sit-down with CBS noticed what some claimed was a noticeable bulge visible through his suit while he was seated during the interview. One viral post had claimed, quote, "Trump shows not only how morbidly obese he has become, but that he wears a very thick adult diaper." Another user joked, quote, "The diaper has its own zip code." Now, despite the growing online chatter, the White House has repeatedly denied there are any health concerns surrounding the 79-year-old president. But critics continue tying these rumors to wider questions about Trump's physical condition, especially as scrutiny over his age and energy levels keeps intensifying during his second term. Over the past few months alone, Trump has repeatedly gone viral over moments where critics claimed he appeared tired, confused, or even briefly asleep during public appearances. Not long ago, while defending his own cognitive fitness during a separate appearance, the president unexpectedly veered off into a bizarre ramble involving a squirrel, leaving many online confused about where exactly he was going with the story.
You know, one of the things I said is that we should have, in my opinion, anybody running for president or vice president should take a cognitive test. And no president has ever taken one except me. I've taken 3 of them, and I've aced each one. 1 in the first administration, 2 over here. And whenever they get a little sassy, like, does he still have it? Does he still have what it takes? I say, all right, I'll take another one. And they are hard. There are many people in this room I know that are smart. They're not going to ace them. There are many people standing back there, the fake news media, that I'd like to have them. You know, the first question is very easy, and they always show the first question is, you have a lion, a bear, an alligator, and what's another good? A squirrel, okay? Which is the squirrel? So they show that question, and then the first 4 or 5 questions they get a little more difficult. By the time you get to the middle, they're tough. By the time you get to the end, I don't want to be insulting, but there won't be. I'm not going to do what Gavin Newsom said. You saw him? He said, everybody in here is stupid, and he's stupid. I think it was the worst political interview I've ever seen. He said, he's stupid, he's dumb, he gets bad marks on everything, he can't read his speech, and nobody wants to report that. It was the worst, but I won't say that because I think everyone in this room is brilliant, but nobody's going to get all 30 questions correct. Nobody. Because when you get to those last questions, they're pretty hard. You got to be pretty sharp. But every time, so I've taken 3. No president, think of this, has ever taken 1. How do you think Biden would have done? I don't think, he might not have gotten that first question right. Anyway, and Obama would have done poorly. They would have done very poorly. But I think you should have it. As soon as they said that, they say it's unconstitutional. And I said, why? They say it's unconstitutional to give a cognitive test like that. But Rick, I do it anytime they start getting a little sassy. And you know, it quiets them down for almost a year when they hear the result. One doctor said, it's the first time I've ever seen anyone get all questions right. That's a doctor who does this stuff for a living. And I did it 3 times. So I don't know. I think I'm done with those days. I'm tired of taking that test.
Now, for context, the Montreal Cognitive Assessment isn't designed to measure intelligence. It's a screening tool used in nearly 100 countries to detect signs of cognitive decline, including dementia and Alzheimer's. Tasks include basic memory recall, identifying dates, drawing shapes, things meant to assess normal cognitive function, not brilliance. Speaking to 9.com.au, the test's creator, Canadian neurologist Ziad Nasruddin, said, quote, I think he's proud that he is able to demonstrate that his cognition is fine. The average score sits at 26 out of 30, and according to the test's creator, Nasruddin, about 10% of people in Trump's age group can achieve a perfect score. In other words, it's not unheard of. Because almost instantly, that squirrel moment took on a life of its own. Social media lit up with users dissecting not just the test, but Trump's repeated emphasis on it. One user wrote, quote, bragging about being the only president that is showing clear signs of dementia is not the flex Trump thinks it is.